Okay, so for this first project, I have one of these Dollar Tree hearts that has slits or slats or whatever you want to call it. And I took the tag and the string off. And I am going to be using this Dollar Tree vinyl that I got, and I thought it would be perfect for a project like this. So I smushed it trying to get it out, but I bend it back out. So I'm going to take this, and there's quite a bit on the roll actually for $1.25. And this is really short, so it won't go even in a Cricut Joy unless you use a mat. But anyway, you don't have to have any of that stuff for this. So I'm just going to take and I'm going to measure it out, and I'm going to use the thing for creases and cut my pieces out. And then I'm going to use my little pointy tool to try to get it started. And I'm going to line it up the best I can on this thing here. And then I realized I stuck it to the table. And I was like, dadgum. I used my brayer to make sure there's no bubbles or creases or anything. And then I'm like, well, shoot. But I got it up. It's no big deal. Then I'm going to get my craft mat and my knife, and I am going to cut the excess vinyl off. And I'm just cutting as close to the board as I can without cutting the board. These boards cut pretty easy, so you got to be careful. And then I am going to take another piece, and I don't need the whole thing. So I'm just going to put creases in it, and then I'm going to cut it where my creases are, or, around my creases. And then I'm going to put it on here, and then I'll take my craft knife, and I'll flip it over, and I'll cut the excess vinyl off. But I'm saving the other half of this for the two humps up top. The two bumps, the humps, the round things, the top of the heart. You call it what you want. It's yours, okay? They're my humps. Never mind. Anyways, let's just do this. So, anyways, I'm just going to put it down and trim it off. Then, when I get through all that, I just cut out a love out of cardstock, black cardstock. This isn't going outside or anything. And I'm going to hot glue that down on here. You could have used vinyl, but then I would have had sticky between my cracks on my heart. Nothing I say is working out today. I don't know. But anyway, you get what I'm saying. So I'm just going to tack this down with glue. Okay? Just paper, just gluing it down on points where it sticks. Be careful you don't rip your paper. All right? And I am using this little pink glue gun again. I got it linked to my Amazon store. It's not half bad. I shut it off when I'm not using it, and it sure helps. So it's not a bad little gun. So I got that down. Well, no, I didn't. Now I do. I got that down, and this glue picks off easy on that vinyl, thank God. And I noticed at the top, looking at this now, I didn't line that up right, so you might want to, pay attention to that. Okay, I got flowers from the Dollar Tree. These are felt ones. And I'm fluffing them out because there's the difference. They look better fluffed, I think. So I'm pinching and pulling. Be careful you don't rip them. They are Dollar Tree products. But anyway, I'm just going to arrange them in this top corner. I'm not doing nothing real fancy with this thing. I like it is. But I'm going to set these, and I figured, the smaller one would go on first and be better to set them down. I don't know what I'm thinking. Glue them down the way you want to glue them down. Keep it simple. I did point my leaves to where they can be seen to give it some color in there. And there you go. Trying not to cover up my word. Then I was going to stick these in there, and I thought, that's too stinking big. It's sticking out like a sore thumb. I didn't like it. You might. It's an option, but I didn't. But I did have these white things. I don't even know. I think they came off of the lilacs from the Dollar Tree, the tops. So I just cut them off, and I had them in my stash, and I'm just sticking them in here just to give it a little more something, and, break up the monotony of the three flowers all smushed together, I guess. I don't know, but I'm going to add them. There's my stinking face. But anyway, add them in there. And then I'm going to cut leaves off of here, okay? And I'm just going to sporadically put them in and around here and, just tack them in. And then I'm going to glue a few in between the roses just to break up, like I said, the smushiness, I guess. I don't know what you'd say. That's what I would say. You know, I'm plain and simple and I keep it real. So I'm just going to break up my smushiness. Okay, now we have this. You can leave it like this if you want to. Of course, you got to put your holes in it. I'm just taking a screwdriver and poke and waller, y'all. Poke and waller. And then I'm going to get some, what am I going to do? I don't even know. Let me see. I got to go to the next frame. Okay, I am going to take ribbon and I'm going to make a bow. And this is just white sheer ribbon with a little bit of sparkle. Not a lot of sparkle. Most of my sparkle fell off when I was messing with the ribbon. Don't know where I got it. Just had it in my stash. So I'm going to make a awareness ribbon and then do it in the middle. I don't want long tails on this bow either because it will get down in my wording. Even though you could see through it, it just would look, weird to me. So hopefully I can cover up my mismatch up there where I didn't line the vinyl up right. You got to think before you do stuff, and I just didn't, apparently. But anyway, I am just going around, and then I made another little bow and put in the middle, and I'm going to wrap my string around and tie it off and secure everything down, and then I'm going to pop it on the top right there. I'm going to give it a little fluffing and try to get them, the loops where I want them. And then I'm just going to dovetail my ends. And all you do when you dovetail is fold your ribbon in half and go from the inside to the outside down, if that makes sense. If not, you've seen what I did. And I'm going to put my string back in, going from the front to the back, because that, would be the way you do it. Or you would have your little stobs in the front. Anyway. Oh, Lord. And then I just glue my bow on. Easy peasy. And I'm not putting anything in the middle of the bow. You can add a little heart if you want to, or bling bling, or whatever you want. Now, you can leave it like this as is, but I'm not. See me wave my hand? No. Anyways, I'm going to take a paint marker, and I am just going to put little lines, swooshes, whatever you want to call it. Make sure when you're using a paint marker that you get all the excess paint off. You have to push them down, and then all of a sudden the paint just blobs. So there, I just put it all on my table. It's glass, so I can get it off. But anyway, make sure that you don't have a big blob when you're doing this. And then here it is, and I am completely done. Now, on the second one, I am taking this Dollar Tree plaque, or whatever you want to call it, and my rose was gone. I don't know if that's from storage, because this is from last year. So I just ripped that burlap off to get that glue off, because it was stuck to it. And then I realized this thing's still glittery. Watch this. Look when I get on the heart. Good Lord. I scrape this off and clean up my mess. So I have one of these tiles, and I think they are beautiful for DIYs. So it's from the Dollar Tree. You can find them usually all the time. I'm not going to put it on the heart and try to cut around it because they separate. So the sticky would be on the heart and the other thing would be gone. So I'm going to take a Sharpie marker that won't rub off, center this up the best I can, and then I'm just going to trace around it real close to the heart so that you don't have a lot of excess to have to trim off, because it's got bumps in it, and trimming it is, to me, it was a pain in the butt, okay? That's what it was. It was a pain in the butt. So now I'm just going to take my scissors and cut this out. Now, this is what I was talking about. See, it comes off. This is the sticky part. I couldn't get that slick crap off, but anyways, that was the sticky part. But all I'm going to do to this is stick it on with hot glue. I'm going to get clips after I center this up and just clip it to make sure that it's not shifting and moving around when I'm picking it up and putting glue on. I will also tell you, you only see me gluing on the edge here. I would have put glue in the middle and, just for extra security, but I ran out of glue sticks, so I could only do the edge. So I got a new glue stick. So see, I'm going in a little bit, and then I go around the edge, and then I just put that down, and then I'll pick up the bottom and finish up my gluing. Now this sticks down really, really good with hot glue, but when I was pushing it down, I noticed that I did feel some of the edge. So I'm just going to hold this real tight, take my little knife, and cut it away. Now this is chalk paint that I get at Hobby Lobby, and I believe it's called white Atarac or something like that. It's not really, really stark white. It's kind of a light white or off-white, and I'm going to cover the whole thing, and I'm using a chippy brush, and then when I'm done, I just pounce it to get the paint down in those grooves. Now I'm taking this new Waverly paint, and I am dry brushing, and I get such a satisfaction out of watching the detail pop when I do this. I love it. I love it. And once I get the first light dry brush, you can leave it that way. But I want it more of a pink than a white. So I'm going to dry brush a little more pink. And I wanted you to know I did paint the sides white, so that you didn't see the wood. But I'm just going through here and adding my paint. And then, it's just where it looks good to me. And then I'm going to go a little heavy on the edges, just to try to get that a little darker. And there you go. I love it. Then I'm going to take a paper towel, and I'm just going to brush over it just a little bit. This will, 1, help dry the paint, and 2, take some off where I have some of the raised edges, the higher level elevation, whatever. You got this. So now I want to make a bow. And I'm keeping these kind of simple. I want to go about that far. Well, no, I don't. Well, I'm getting it. Don't cut it. Okay, go down. Yeah, now I'm going to cut it. So I'm going to use this piece now to measure all my other pieces. I want all these little tails hanging down. I want this, kind of shabby chic, if that's what you'd call it, or farmhouse elegant, or I don't know, whatever. I'm in love with it when I'm done. Honestly, I love it. I wanted to not cover up the tile because it's just beautiful on its own with all that detail. So then after I get my tails, I'm going to make a loop. And then I'm going to cut, my my loops. And then all I'm going to do is fold them in the middle in a circle, and then twist that circle and add a dot of glue. Be careful when you're doing this, you don't burn your fingers. You can wear those fingertips things if you want to. That would help. But then when I took my pink off, the pink lace right there, it's shorter. So I'm just going to take the cream lace, and I'm going to cut the same length and just twist those two to put in the middle. It all works out in the end, and it's cute. You'll see. So then when I get my little twisties, I am going to lay them down and add glue, and I'm just going to start layering the 2 big ones on top of each other, and then the 2 smaller ones, and or 3, however many I got here, and make my bow. You'll see. Now I'm just going to take my tails and I'm going to lay them all down, and I'm not worried about cutting the ends because they're so small. Just really doesn't matter to me. If you want to, you go ahead. You can cut them at an angle or whatever. And I'm just going to line them up. I'm going to bend them and find my middle. And I was going to glue them all. And then I was like, nah, it's too much gluing. So I'm just going to take my string. I have a knot in this thread. And I'm going to poke it in, wrap it around and around and around, and tie it off and cinch it. And then I'll glue that down first. And then glue my bow on top of that. Now, I said earlier I was going to put something in the middle. So I have these gems. They're actually buttons. I'm pretty sure I got them at Hobby Lobby, maybe Walmart. And I just took the back off with wire pliers. And I'm just going to hot glue that right in the middle. And it is so beautiful. So, so beautiful. Now I have these gem bling stickers from Dollar Tree. And I'm going to peel off the clear ones. And when you peel these off, you're peeling them off. It's on a sticky strip, so you're peeling it off the sticky. So I'm going to have to add hot glue. And when I just did that, it was like there was glue everywhere. So I'm going to use my tweezers, and I'm going to pick them off, and then I'm going to add glue and then set them down. Now, I did realize after doing these, it only took like 4 or 5, I'm not sure. Put the glue on the dot where you're going to put the gem. Then take your tweezers and set the gem down on your dot. Works out way better that way. Sometimes, you just don't realize till you're watching yourself. And this is what it looks like with all my little gems on. I absolutely love it. Now, all I'm going to do is, I don't want that jute hanger back on. I started to, and then I thought, that don't even look right. I didn't use the jute ribbon. And I'm not going to use that jute thing. So I'm just going to take a piece of this off-white ribbon. And I am going to glue where my holes were. That helps me get it even, y'all. And once I get my my hanger glued down, she is done. Like I said, I am in love with this one. Here's the outcome and the finished projects. And I am absolutely in love with them. I am totally in love with the pink shabby chic one. I'll probably put that in my bathroom or my bedroom, either one. They're both done in roses and like that. But anyways, until next time, you are a blessing. Goodbye.